If you know your customers, you know who you're targeting, then you know what buzzwords, you know what trigger words in a marketing conversation or a sales conversation that need to happen in order to have those customers, their ears perked to listen to what you're talking about. We're talking about marketing, right? So when you're marketing, it's a long game. You're putting, this marketing out now so that in 5 to 6 months, you're actually able to reap the benefits because now those customers have gotten acclimated with you. I talk about it in my book, but there is 7-11-4, which basically means you need to have 7 hours worth of content online that customers or potential customers can consume. Customers normally need to have about 11 different touch points with your clothing line or your business before they actually purchase. And on average, and the 4 means you should have it in 4 different methods or 4 different platforms. See you here, they see you there, they see, this content creator rocking your brand and they like what their message is about. And it's gonna slowly start to massage and nurture that customer from being, really, really, really cold to being warmer and warmer so that by the time they come to your website, they're already ready to buy. The next thing is make sure all your connection channels are legit. I've seen some customers get dot cards, and a dot card is really awesome because it literally you can link all of your information to one card, and instead of you giving out a business card, customers can scan a QR code and you're good to go. But honestly, if you don't want to spend 30, 40 bucks, you can literally have all of that yourself and you can get a link tree. But you just want to make it really easy, especially when you're out there putting out your message. If you have a really quick way, instead of telling everybody what your handle is one by one, you can just have one central, very easy way for people, to scan it. And then they are able to see everything that you're doing online, and they can see visibly, how they can, consume 7 hours worth of content on you and get those 11 touch points once you walk away. Next thing is build strong CTAs, and CTAs are calls to actions. And it's another thing I talk about in my book, but there's 2 different types of call to actions. There's direct call to action where you're directly asking somebody, hey, you want to purchase my sweater? But then there's also transitional calls to action where they're more of you're adding some value to the customer rather than just asking them outright to purchase and take out their wallet. So transitional calls to actions are really good, and it kind of puts in the whole concept that Gary Vee came up with in his book, Jab, Jab, Hook, where basically the jabs are value that you're giving the customer, and then you come in with that hook, and the hook is basically you saying, hey, do you want to purchase? But by you giving value twice, and then you come in on the third one and you say, hey, this is, I've given you value. Is this something that you want? And now you're asking them directly. If it's good value, then the customer is going to be more inclined to actually purchase. Next is going to be build and nurture your list. So we talked about, calls to actions in the last one. And we also talked about marketing, how marketing is a long game. I'm going to tell you this, when you're marketing, customers 9 times out of 10, actually, to be truthful with you, there's 97% of the people that you're trying to market to that are not ready to purchase now, but that does not mean that they won't be ready to purchase in the future. You want to make sure that once you spent all that time to get these customers paid in marketing and put all this time and all this effort into your 7-11-4, and now you've actually converted them and got them onto your website, you don't want to lose them. They may abandon their cart, they may not come back, right? So the best way to do that is to build that list. Easy way to do that is on your website, you have a quick call to action, which is a transitional call to action where it can be 5% off your first order, or hey, do you want to get a free, buy one, get one free kind of thing. But then you ask them for their email or their contact information. That value that you're giving them through the transitional call to action might incline them to actually purchase, right? May get them over that hump, get them through those reservations to not actually purchase, right? Especially if you have a higher end, products, right? But by you doing that, now you're giving yourself the ability to reach out to them at later times, following up with them and taking them through a nurture campaign. So this is the other side of this, right? So if you have email and you have text marketing, you want to be able to nurture these customers or nurture these PTMs, your potential tribe members, through a process that gives them value so that they feel like every single time you give them value, they're somewhat in debt to you. By the time you get in there and you give them that hook, you spoiled them with all of the value that you've given them. Klaviyo is something that a lot of my customers use, and I extremely recommend. If you go onto my website right now, ecggp4u.com, if you're on there for about 10 seconds, you'll see a pop-up that pops up. That is a Klaviyo pop-up. If you rather do text message, which we all know are way better converters when you're marketing to people, people answer their texts more than they answer their emails. But if you want to do that, it's SMS Bump, and you can actually sign up for an account with them, and you can start having conversations with your customers through that platform. But there's a lot of different ones out there, man. You have HubSpot, you have all these different ones that you can go in. They're also called CRM, so customer relations management. So it's just allowing for you to take it a step further. You know, if you start getting your list into these databases, you can start doing automation with your direct emails and with your text messages and all that other stuff. So just invest in that if you can, because every customer that comes to your website is super important.